Groundhog's Day is just a day, and they use that as a children's tale. Okay? It's literally all that is.
Okay, well they need to stop broadcasting it then on the fucking
Has never seen their shadow.
right, like it's an animal. How does it see it? How does it not see its shadow? Even on a cloudy day, you can see a fucking shadow. So bitch, y'all just making us suffer through fucking 6 more weeks of winter just because y'all want to make us suffer.
Uh, what other crazy stuff do you want to hear? You know what a silver bullet is?
No.
A silver bullet is so when we have a heat case, and a heat case is somebody passes out from the heat. The silver bullet is when they take a thermometer and get your core temperature. I've seen that happen.
Damn.
So people like when we're doing like hikes and stuff, if they're not drinking water and they're not hydrated, and it's hot out because we have all our gear on, they pass out and they just fall, right?
Really?
Yeah. I've seen so many people just go face first into the dirt. Um,
That's crazy.
and then Doc will come over and it's like they tap him, try to wake him up, you know. Most of the time they get him awake, but sometimes the people just don't wake up right away and they got to get a core temperature. So they just right then and there pull down and put a thermometer and we call it the silver bullet. And we just, everybody else is just hiking by.
That's crazy as fuck though.
Yeah. I've seen that a few times. It's funny.
Oh wow.
Never
That is so
experienced
many
it.
reasons why I would fail the fucking army.
It's a good thing I was never in the army.
The military, fuck you, shut up.
I don't know. I mean, like, we do a lot of crazy stuff. I have a whole, let's see.
What's some of the craziest pranks y'all have pulled on like your mates? I don't know
Like,
what to call them.
okay, so we used to do this thing called a room raiding. So we'd go and raid somebody's barracks room, right?
Mhm.
Um, and so a lot of us at that time, we would go airsofting, and we owned a lot of airsoft pew pews. And so we'd throw on all our military gear, and then we'd have one person who didn't, and then, like we'd have them go knock on their door, someone's door, and then the second that door opened up, we'd all burst in and just use our airsoft pew pews against them, right? And then um, after that, we'd have that person join in, and we'd just go around and kind of do that.
That's crazy.
I mean, there was a bunch of barracks brawls all the time. Those were really fun. I have a
Like
video.
legit brawls or like y'all playing around brawls?
So there was this one time. So you got to understand it when it comes to the military. It goes down into like gangs basically, right? So like you have your unit, right, which is a whole group. So like if you and another unit get in a scuffle, it's your unit against their unit, right? And then it breaks down into like your job. So like I'm HE, right? Heavy equipment, right? So anybody who's HE, we're all together. It's our own like group, right? I'm not even joking. We have like our own. We have our own thing. We do the castle, right? This is our symbol, the engineer castle. Um, but and then it breaks down to like your MOS. So like your MOS. So like your you got your mechanics, your operators, your welders, stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
Um, and it breaks down to like what barracks building you live in. So it'd be like the HE and UT barracks that I lived in, and then there's the motor T barracks right across from us, right?
Yeah.
And like we even have it as floors. So like fourth floor was HE, right? Third floor
Yeah.
was UT. I mean, like we got along, but that was like our group. And so someone from UT was talking smack. They were drunk, or not UT, motor T, and they were talking smack to some of us who were just sitting outside on our catwalk drinking. And so we told them to come over, and only one dude came over, and so like four of us went to town on him, put him to sleep, right? And then we carried him down 4 flights of stairs and threw him next to the dumpster, and then yelled over to Motor T to come get their trash.
That's
And we just
petty.
left the dude there.
Wow.
Um,
Thank you,
Someone
Rebecca.
someone took the internal section of a hand grenade, and so like they took it apart, right? And the internal section that creates the initial explosion, they stole that and they threw it in a dumpster to try and explode the dumpster, and it obviously didn't work, but it caused a massive dumpster fire, and then people kept throwing stuff into it, and the fire department got called. Yep.
Y'all don't get in trouble for that shit?
Oh, they do.
Oh,
We have this thing called a blackout party, right?
yeah.
And so where I lived on Pendleton is it's 43 area. It's Los
You said
Polgas.
that was silly.
So 43 areas where I lived on Camp Pendleton. Actual name is Los Polgas, and it's the ghetto of the base. Literally, everybody refers to our area as the ghetto of the base because of how much stuff happens over there, like just terrible ghetto things, right? So we every once in a while they'll cut the power to do certain things, right?
Hmm.
So there's no power in the area. Somebody was on base running from the cops, and I mean like they were running. They had a few cop cars after them, and they
Like a civilian got on base?
oh, this is a military. This is a service member. And so they were running from the MPs, and they were going down the hill into 43 area, lost control, and hit the power box, right? And took out all the power to our area, and then they ran on foot into the mountains. And so like we ended up sending a military helicopter searching after this person,
Let's get up, Jenna.
like with skylights and everything. They were searching for this dude, and
Why
because
were they like why was he running in the first place?
he had been drinking, and so like
Oh.
he was drinking and driving. The military police went to pull him over because he was like swerving or whatever, and he decided to
How big is this base for people to be driving around, bars to be there, all types of shit? What the hell?
uh, 30 miles long, about 30 miles wide. It's a massive base. It
Holy
takes
shit.
if you drive through base, it takes a good hour to get from one end to the other, depending on traffic.
Wow.
Yeah, and I live dead center of the base, so it was like half an hour each way to get off base, whatever way I
What all
went.
did you have on base? Like,
Everything, just in different sections.
did
Yeah,
they have a Walmart?
not at Walmart. We have what we call it it's a MCX, right? It's a Marine Corps shopping exchange, right? And then you have small versions of that are like gas stations. We call it like PXs and stuff, right? Um, but it's massive. But so
Did
because
they have
that,
restaurants?
huh?
Did
Yeah,
they have restaurants?
we had a sushi place, McDonald's. What else? Panda, Joe Mo or Mojo's, Subways, Domino's.
Damn.
Yeah, it's like our own
You
city.
have military money or you gotta have real money?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Did you
We get paid real money.
well obviously, but like
No, we don't have a special currency on the base.
that's what I was trying to ask.
But so because it for the blackout parties, when this dude caused a power outage, we call it a blackout party. So basically, when the power goes out and it's like late at night, everybody just goes back like a few decades in brain cells. I'm not even just kidding.
That's crazy.
Everybody gets mad that the power's out, right? Can't play video games, can't charge your phone, whatever. And then, so what do? We throw a massive party, right? And so,
How often would this happen?
not often. So we have people in the parking lot that are like drag racing, like legitimately drag racing in the parking lot.
Yeah.
We started a big bonfire and started throwing furniture
That's
off.
my brother.
We started throwing furniture off all the floors, like beds, dressers, couches, into this fire. And the fire got out of control because somebody came with gasoline and decided to dump gasoline all over it. Everybody's drinking, wearing wonky clothing. Like me, I had a plastic cowboy hat on. I took chem lights, which are like glow sticks, made a necklace out of them, had them around me. I was shirtless, in booty shorts with knee-high socks on and slides, right? And at the barracks, you can't have hard alcohol, right? So like you can have a 6 pack of beer, but that's it. Um, and nobody follows that rule a lot. So like a lot of people are drinking with bottles of booze. Music, all different music is playing from everywhere. Like it's just out of control.
Definitely not strangers. We grew up together.
And so it's just not our building that does this. This is like everybody. And so
Yeah.
there's like 300 people roughly to each barracks. So our barracks was doing it, and the Motor T barracks, who was across from us, was doing this. And so like a bunch of people go down in the parking lot and are acting crazy and everything. Um, and so the military police showed up, and I think it was like 3 or 4 military police cars show up to our barracks to try and get us under control. And then a group of guys ended up flipping one of the cop cars and then flipping it back over. And there was like nothing they could do about it. Everything was out of control, and like they ended up leaving. Yeah.
Wow. So y'all overran the police. That's crazy. Nobody got in trouble for that shit. How you flip a whole police car and not get in trouble?
Because they don't have like cameras and stuff.
Oh shit.
So yeah. I don't know who did it. I witnessed it. Couldn't tell you who did it. But that had happened. And like they flipped the car, like they flipped it onto their side and then flipped it back. And like the cops ended up leaving. Um, a bunch of fights
They
broke
said,
out.
fuck it, have at it, y'all. We don't give a
Like
fuck.
the next day, oh, yeah, the fire department came and had to put out the out of control fire. It was really crazy.
Y'all
And it,
just don't care to burn down your base or what? Like,
not in a blackout party, no. But so that had happened, and then like the next day, a lot of like everybody got in trouble because we were all part of the party.
yeah.
I told
But what are they gonna do? Kick all y'all out at once? Like,
I mean, we got put under like restrictions and stuff, but there was I was standing on fourth deck having a drink, and like people were throwing bottles and cans and stuff off the floors. And all I hear from behind me is, "Are you the one throwing shit?" And I was like, "No, but you can suck my right." And I turned, and it was a female captain who's an officer, right? And then behind her was two high-ranking enlisted guys, and I just took off running after that because I just told a female NCO to give me a BJ because I was drinking and wasn't thinking. So
that's crazy. Thank you, Bree.
it was insane. Stuff like that happened all the time. Um, Someone had bought a brand new car, had that car for a week, and they found their car balanced on cinder blocks, and all the tires were taken immediately.
Ghetto as fuck.
Yeah, it happened all the time. Like your tires would be taken off your cars and stuff.
The fuck are they doing with tires on a fucking base?
People would take them to use them for their cars or sell them and stuff to get money.
Um, could y'all leave base?
Yeah, you can go on and off base whenever you wanted. Most of
Um,
the time, we this happened I think before I was there, but the artillery guys, right, that launch big old bombs from the ground to other places.
mm-hmm.
One of theirs fell short, so it didn't go where it was supposed to, and went straight through a woman's car.
Did they have to
When
pay for it?
well, she didn't make it out of there, because it went kaboom. But yeah, because where I lived at on base was with the 11th Marines artillery,
Did
and so
y'all
that
unalive somebody?
I didn't.
You were on base. You're a part of this.
This happened before I was there.
What
Um,
the
but
fuck?
where I lived at on base, the artillery had a few different spots where they would set up and they would practice firing, right?
Yeah.
And they would literally like all day, almost all day, every day. They'd be doing it over our heads where we lived at. And like I have a video of me walking into my barrack, like walking up the stairs of my barracks, and you can just hear the impacts and the explosions of it. And like
Wow.
sometimes they would land really close, and like our whole building would shake violently and everything. And we always made jokes that they'd missed us. And like it got so bad because the impacts were so close. One of our barracks, like the roof started to collapse.
That's horrible. I feel bad for that lady.
Yeah, it was some officer's wife. She was just driving down the road in a unfortunate timing, and it just
Then I could.
landed right through her soccer mom van.
Do we see this? Do we see this? Do we see this? Yeah. I ain't doing this shit.
Um, there was a there was a female. She was brand new to a unit over in the area I lived at. She was there for about a week. They found her all poked up behind a dumpster. She lived, but yeah,
Who the fuck did that?
I don't know. Another Marine did it to her, but I don't know who specifically.
Did they find out who did it?
Yeah,
What happened to that person?
went to jail.
Why did he do it? Or she?
He
Or
had
it?
been, he was drinking, tried to make advances on her. She didn't want it, and so she was leaving like the party or whatever that she was at, and he like followed her and
Imagine.
poked her up a bunch. Yeah.
Wow. That's horrible.
Hmm. Yeah, where I lived at was like the ghetto of the base. Stuff like that happened a lot.
What the fuck? How long did it take you to like become your status that you
To get my rank,
Yeah.
4 years.
How do they know who, thank you, Summer. How do they like decide who they're going to
So we have a promotion system, and you have to earn points on that promotion system, and you have to. There's a certain like threshold that you have to be above to get promoted of that. So like the when I was the like first 2.5 years that I was in, we were off a different system. So the way you earn points was your rifle qualifications, your PFTs, your CFTs, and like you going on you was it your McMap belt, your martial arts belt, um, and it was also us doing like classes online, right? Because we
Mhm.
have our own classes that we have to do, and so you would earn points off of all that, and then
That
uh,
answered my next question.
it was off a quarterly. It was so like every 3 months they would do promotions, right? And every quarter you would earn points, like 25 points. Um, and so I had met the requirement for promotion, right? And when I was supposed to get promoted to corporal, which was
No,
like,
he's not classified on anything that he's talking about. He's good.
so when I was supposed to get promoted to corporal, I was about 2.5 years in at that point. And that's when they had changed our promotion system. And I was told I was going to be promoted and everything. And then the day of promotion time, they had too many people being promoted to corporal. And so they only picked the top 10 with the highest scores, right? And so I ended up not getting promoted. And then because we had a new promotion system, a lot of things reset. And so I had to rebuild my
That
points back
hurts.
up. And the second go around of when I was supposed to get promoted or when I was reaching promotion, I was a few points below the line that I needed. I was like 3 points away. Um,
Yeah.
and I was doing my CFT, which is my combat fitness test. And I got a perfect score on my half mile run, maxed out my ammo cans, and I was doing my portion called the maneuver under fire, which is you do a bunch of different exercises. You like low crawl, baby crawl, sprint. You throw a dummy grenade. You do push ups. You carry ammo cans. You drag a person, and then you carry a person on your shoulders, right?
Mhm.
And you do it like you have to run like 400 yards, right? So it's like doing all those exercises, you run 100, like in total 100 yards, and then it's 100 yards back, and then you run back that way 100 yards, and then back again like another 100, right? And you have to do it to get a perfect score. You have to do it under 2 minutes and 5 seconds, right? Um, and when I started carrying the person, I stepped in a hole and dislocated my knee, and so I ended up losing. It took me really long to pass that test because I dislocated my knee and had to punch it back into place during the test. So I lost out on time and a bunch of points, and so my score ended up dropping, and I ended up not getting what I needed to promote.
Damn.
And then time went on, and I eventually got promoted. So
That's crazy. So would you be higher than a corporal right now if you got promoted the first time?
yeah, probably.
What, like, how high is your ranking from?
I would if I got promoted at my like 2.5 year time frame when I was originally supposed to get promoted before they decided not to promote a bunch of us. By now, I'd probably be a sergeant, which is like the next rank that I'm going to. So
When are you doing that?
I'm a corporal.
You are, I thought.
I'm a E4. So you have a private, which is E1, private first class, which is an E2, and then you have a lance corporal, which is an E3. You have a corporal, which is an E4, and then you have sergeant, which is an E5, and then staff sergeant, and then gunnery sergeant, and then you have your first sergeants or your master sergeants at E8, and then you have your sergeant majors and your master gunnery sergeants at E9.
So when do you plan on working towards sergeant?
Been working on. Well, I'm not in right now, so I'm not working towards it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like if you,
I was working on it when I was in.
so if you were to go back in right now,
If I go back to the reserve
would you have
unit,
to restart?
no, all my points are still there. Everything in my system is still the same. Like all my points are there and everything.
So how far away from being a sergeant are you?
How far am I? Like 150 points. But that's because I never got the knee surgery I was supposed to have after dislocating it, and so I have a trouble. I have problems running the 3 miles in the time frame that I need to get a good score. You been over officers yet? No, I'm not going over officers. One of my boys hopped in the chat. One of my old junior Marines. Hey, did you get out
Tough
yet? I
on
know you
you? Was he mean to you? Whoever's in your chat over there, was he mean to you?
were. No, I was a great example.
Mm,
He didn't. He. I know he didn't like me at first because I was mean to him
why?
because I had to be. And I'm not joking. So we were in the same squad, and he was in. Greatest example. You were a hoot. No, all right. So when he first got there, because he was a new guy, we called him Boots, right? He was a new boot. He didn't fully understand how the things work, like how we did stuff at our shop specifically, right? And I'm not gonna get too much into the personal stuff of it, but
I'm sorry, we're kind of bringing up his life details right now.
I'm not gonna go all into it. But so like it was constantly like, oh, I had became his fire team leader for a short period of time, and it was constant like having to make corrections of him because he was doing stuff wrong, and so I had to be the mean guy and be like, if you don't get your shit together, I'm gonna mess you up because you're not doing what you're supposed to, right?
Right.
And so like it was like that for like a few months, which it's how it is for like everybody. Um, but he got his stuff together, and so he was cool. It was cool after that, and then,
What's the meanest thing you've done to your low?
huh?
What's the meanest thing you've done to the people below you?
What's the worst thing I've done to the people below me?
Yeah, like when you're having to like boss them around.
Uh, Not really. It's just like a lot of yelling and getting in their face and making demands.
Yell at us like you'd yell at them.
No, I don't yell like I don't have to yell like that. Like I I'm gonna tell this story. So my boy here, he made me so mad. So I was in charge of like four different pieces of equipment that we were working on, right? So I was rebuilding the electrical box to a piece of gear, and then I had a, a bunch of guys under me working on a bunch of different gear, and I was in charge of them. And then uh, our squad leader, she wanted me to go through. We had it's what is it, like phase mower or whatever? It's like a yearly
They
inspection.
all had something different because the food wasn't ready.
So
Sorry, go ahead.
we had a like phase mow. It's like a yearly inspection, and they go through and they inspect everything. And so I was tasked out with going through and doing an inspection on all of our equipment, right, and
Yeah.
doing reports on it. He was still new, and I had to teach him how to do it, and he was making me so mad. I had no patience at this point because I was super busy, and he was making me so mad because I was trying to teach him how to go through and inspect our equipment, and he wasn't listening to me. Yes, the LTIs. Oh my gosh. He wasn't listening to me doing it properly. And it was making me so mad because I'm like, so we went through and we were working on this generator trailer. And so we did a walkthrough and I was showing him like what to look for and how to do it, right? And then I had him do it himself to see if he kind of understood it and to see if he was paying attention where he was at. And he missed some things. And so I told him, I'm like, hey, you're missing this, this, and this. Go back and do it again, right? And he did it. Well, so the first time I had him go back and do it, he didn't go through and inspect. He just copied the first paper and wrote down everything he had the first time and then corrected the stuff on the new paper that I told him needed to be correcting, right? And it made me so mad.
Cheater.
And yeah, so I told him, I'm like, no, you're gonna go through and inspect it the right way. And he went through and he missed a bunch of stuff again, and like did even worse than the first time. And I was like, it was making me so mad because I had a deadline. I had like 14 or 15 pieces of gear that I had to go through and do these inspections on,
Hmm.
and I had like a time frame I had to get it done in. And it was making me mad because he wasn't listening. So I was yelling at him, and I went up to our squad leader. I'm like, I was so mad. I told her I was like, I'm gonna hurt this kid. I'm like, I can't do it. I'm like, I need to spend hours doing these inspections with him for him to understand, and I don't have that time.
Yeah.
So that was one thing I was really frustrated at him about at one point. But after that, we were all good. We had a lot of fun together. He was given
The
some
waffles, thank you.
he was given some nicknames by us, but we ended up changing those. And so yeah, I mean,
Oh,
you went to the armory? Yeah. I just didn't have the time or the patience to sit there and teach him at that point because I had to watch over like three crews working on gear and make sure they're doing everything. So I constantly had to stop doing what I was doing and go and check in with them and make sure they're doing stuff correctly. I was trying to rebuild this electrical starter box on a piece of gear myself, like mainly by myself. And then I had to go and also inventory like 14 pieces of our gear,
yeah.
and it was just a lot of stuff I had to do at that time for being a junior Marine, and I was stressed out. And I was mad at our squad leader because when my squad leader came up to me and told me to go do all the inventories, my squad leader specifically stated, I'm supposed to have an NCO do this, but I can't trust any of my NCOs to get it done and do it properly. And you know how to do it, so I'm going to have you do it. And I got in a big old argument with my squad leader
Yeah.
doing it. And I told my squad leader basically, give me the rank of NCO or I'm not doing it. And then they threatened me with like NJP, so I ended up having to do it. I was just mad. Replaced for 2.5 years.
No, because that's valid though. If you sitting there making me do this certain type of job that's for this qualifying rank, why the fuck am I not that rank?
Yeah, it was exactly rock paper ranks, dude. Yeah, it was a big ordeal.
That's
Uh,
crazy.
yeah, it was a lot of fun though. But gosh, I remember the going away party. My going away party was a blast.
Was it?
Yeah, it got way out of hand. It was a lot of drinking. Um,
Thank you for the roses.
that party started at like 6 in the afternoon and it went until like 5 in the morning the next day.
Look at that.
Yeah, and then like
I'm gonna sleep in some corner.
I'm like it was like 2 or 3 in the morning and like two of the guys, the Jungle Juice. Oh yeah, that was so much fun.
Was the person who's over in your chat there?
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah.
Jungle Juice at Bonda's was amazing. The Jungle Juice at mine was amazing too. Alman knew how to make Jungle Juice. He was the best at it. But yeah, so like that night, what is it? Two of our guys were super drunk and they started completely destroying their room. I mean, like they were smashing stuff and like destroying things. And we went in there trying to calm them down. And I put one of the guys to sleep. And his roommate got mad. And it was a big old thing. And our sergeant showed up. And we all almost got in trouble for that. And it was a mess. It was just crazy
I
time.
don't know if Bay is still in here or not, but good night, Brandy. I don't know if Bay is still in here or not, but she had just asked if Mom had posted anything. My mom just posted a video.
No diet, no, it ain't like that. I like my breakfast made with a little bacon fat. Just a little.
Some ribs, some yams. Oh, my hair is stuck.
Hot like gumbo flavor, sweet like jelly roll. You drive me wild, baby. And your food do too. I had one
Them potatoes look good.
Now I wanna taste of you. Hey there, good look.
Homeboy remembers this field trip. We have things called field jokes.
You said what?
We have these things called field jokes. So when we go out to the field, normally, like when we have the new guys there, we tell them these jokes and see if they can understand it, right? And so because me and my boy were leaving, we were telling the jokes to some of our guys. We weren't in the field though, but the joke goes, just listen, just listen. I got a fish, and I got a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box? All right.
The fuck's in the box?
That's what I'm asking you. Just listen. I got a fish and I got a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box?
A box of fish?
No, just listen. I got a fish. I got a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box?
A fucking fish.
No, just listen. I got a fish and I got a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box?
My mind at this point is what the fuck?
No, just
You
listen.
have a fish, bitch.
No, just listen. I have a fish and I have a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box?
Nothing.
No, you don't get it. Just listen. I have a fish. I have a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box?
If you put the fucking fish in the box, bitch, you have a fish in a box.
No, you're not getting it. Just listen. I have a fish and I have a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box?
How many fucking times are you gonna tell me to just fucking listen when I just listened? A box? A
Just
fish?
listen. Just listen.
Just listen.
I have a fish. I have a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box?
Just listen.
No, just listen. I have a fish. I have a box. What's the box?
A dead fish?
No, just listen. I have a fish. I have a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box?
Air.
No, just listen. I have a fish. I have a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box?
You gonna piss me the fuck off, dog. What's in the box?
Just listen. I have a fish. I have a box.
Stop telling me just listen. I'm clearly fucking listening.
Just listen. I have a fish. I have a box. I put the
If it's
fish.
not a dead fish, then it's a live fish.
No, just listen. I have a fish. I have a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box?
A fucking fish.
Just listen. I have a fish. I have a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box?
Bro, a fucking fish.
Just listen. I have a fish. I have a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box?
Nothing.
God damn it. Just listen. I have a fish. I have a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box?
Put the fish.
No. Just listen. I have a fish. I have a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box?
I have a fish. I have a box. I put the fish in the box.
Just listen. I have a fish. I have a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box?
Just listen.
No. Just listen. I have a fish. I have a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box? No. Just listen. I put the fish in the box. Or I have a box. I have a fish. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box?
My sanity.
Just listen. I have a fish. I have a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box?
I have a fish. I have a box. Put the fish in the box.
Just listen. I have a fish. I have a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box?
First of all, I don't know who the fuck you are telling my brother to shut up, because you can get something I can't fucking say. A box fish?
No, just listen. I have a fish. I have a box. I put the fish in the box. What's in the box?
I don't know.
Do you want me to explain the joke?
Yeah.
When I say just listen, that's all you're supposed to do. You're supposed to sit there and shut up and listen.
Fuck you, bitch.
That's what we do to them. We sit there and we just constantly ask it over and over and watch them get so mad because they can't figure out the joke. The whole point of the joke is you just sit there and listen. So it's eyes go, just listen.
He said, "Don't ever do that again."
It's called a field game. You can sit there and you can go on for like 20 minutes with one person and do that over and over until they get so mad. And either
listen and we don't judge. Bro, I'm done. He did not.
we get bored with that person and then we go and we do it to the next. We go and we find somebody else that's new and never been in the field, and we do it to them for like 20, 30 minutes. And we just go until we run out of people who haven't been in the field and don't know the joke. And we don't tell them the answer to the joke. And so we'll sit there and we'll repeat.
He was a follower, Brandy, but I blocked them. Yeah, that's my brother. Right, I see why they fucking get mad too, because I literally like.
Well, it's our entertainment. You got nothing to do. You sit there. You have cards. You play card games all the time and stuff. And so you sit there and you come up with these jokes, and they're clueless to the joke. And we get them go. We'll run that joke with them for months until either somebody tells them or they finally understand, or they just get so mad. And when they see us approach, they immediately just get so frustrated and they tell us not to. I'm not even
get the fuck away. Don't even say shit.
Yeah, literally, because we'll do it and we're like, hey, we got a question for you. Come here. And like it's so funny because they're so annoyed of us by our stuff with these little joke games that we play on them.
Yeah.
They'll be like, no, I'm not coming here. Get away from me. I don't care what it is. No, get away, right? Like they're frustrated. And it's like, no.
That would literally be me.
We need you. We have work to do. We need your help. Can you come help us? And they're like, fine. And we bring them over to wherever we're doing work at, right? Which we're not doing work. And we pretend we're doing work and we get them in on doing this quote unquote work, which is like stuff that doesn't need to be done. Right. Like, oh, we need to move boxes from this spot to this spot, right? Just stuff like that. And when we do it, we go, hey, just listen, I got a fish, I got a box. Put the fish in the box, what's in the box? And you'll see them like throw stuff, and it's so funny. And we run this joke with them until either they get it or somebody finally tells them the answer to it. And
okay, what's another one?
It's funny. I'm not telling anymore.
One more. I wanna see.
No.
Oh, why not?
Because the other joke's a lot harder and you're never going to get it, and I'm not going to explain it.
Okay, just one more.
No.
Just one more.
No, I don't have enough people. I need like 3 people that understand the joke. It's a 4-person game.
We got some Marines in my chat? No, there's only 40 people.
I got a rock. I got a box. I put the rock in the box. What else can you put in?
Whatever the fuck you want.
See, that joke, you need like 3 people because
Jenna said me and Alyssa are 3 and 1. We got this.
okay. I got a box. I have a rock. I put the rock in the box. What can you put in the box?
A pew pew.
No.
Damn.
Okay.
An explosive.
I got a box. I got a rock. I put the box in the rock. What else can you put in the box?
You can't put a box in a rock.
My brain is dyslexic. Listen. I got a box. I got a rock. I put the rock in the box. What else can you put in the box?
Nothing.
No. I got a box. I got a rock. I put the rock in the box. What else can you put in the box?
Just the rock?
No. I got the box. I got a rock. I put the rock in the box. What else can you put in the box?
Dirt?
No. I got a rock.
A body?
See, you're never going to get it.
Food?
No.
The cell phone?
No.
Handcuffs?
No.
The fuck? Alani said the joke because I'm so lost.
I told you. Sorry. I'm not explaining it either.
What can you put in a box with a rock?
Stuff. Specific stuff.
Give a hint.
No.
Just one.
No.
Why not?
Because that's not how the game works.
But I'm not in the military, so it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Misty said, just listen.
No. You have to participate.
What the fuck can you put in the box with a rock if you're in the military? Besides a pew pew and a fucking blow up.
Neither of those things.
You can't put a body in a box. Well, I mean, you can, but you can't. Like, you know what I mean? No, you're back. You're stalking me. You're back.
You want to know some stuff we would tell the higher ups to do?
Clearly, you told one of them to.
So yeah, I know I did. That was an accident. That's not what I mean. So normally, this is a joke we do towards the officers, like brand new lieutenants specifically. And so we'll go up to this brand new officer, right? And we're like, Rosser, nice to meet you. I'm so and so, whatever, right? And we conversate with them, and then we go, oh, sir, did you go over to Company Guns and get your BA11 and Pen 15s from him? And he goes, no, do I need that? And we go, yeah. You just got to go ask Company Guns for it. And they go and they ask the Company Guns for their BA11s and Pen 15. You want to know what that is?
Penis.
Yeah, they're balls and penis. So that's a joke we run on them. When we have new guys, we tell them to go get the Humvee keys a lot. And Humvees don't need keys. So they'll go up to the tour room, ask him for the Humvee keys to go and start up the Humvee.
What do you start a Humvee with?
There's a switch inside of there.
Oh.
And then we do...
She said that's just rude.
We do the ID10T bar.
What's that?
So when we're working on something, we're like, damn, man, we can't get this bolt out. We need the ID10T bar. Go ask the two of them for the ID10T bar. And so the new guys will go up and they'll ask for the ID10T bar. And it's the idiot bar.
Hey, I got those. And
then we do an exhaust sample.
Alani said I'm over here trying to Google it. There's no answer, and I'm going to cry. Jenna did too.
You have to be in the military to know these jokes. Like, they're not Googleable, right?
Googleable. You're fucking dumb.
I know. How do you think I learned these jokes? I had to go through it. We do exhaust samples.
Mm-hmm.
So we tell somebody to go grab a trash bag and hold it up against the exhaust to get a sample, and then bring it to one of our higher ups. So what you do is you start up a piece of gear, you get the exhaust going. Yo, what's up? And we'll have the new guy take like
He
a
said they
garbage.
might be on Google. We never know until we look.
We'll have them hold the trash bag up against the exhaust so the exhaust fumes get in the trash bag, and we have them close it, right? So you have this big bag of exhaust fumes,
Mm-hmm.
and we tell them to go bring it to one of our higher ups. So you see them carrying this bag of air, go to one of the higher ups, and we're like, they're all nervous and scared because they're scared of the higher ups. They knock on the higher ups door, right? And they're like, whoever, like gunnery sergeant or whatever. And the gunny's like, what the fuck do you want? Get in here, right? And they go in there and they have this trash bag, and they're like, I'm bringing you the exhaust sample you asked for. The gunnies get mad. The higher ups get mad at them. The higher ups cuss them out and call them ID10T bars, right? Idiots and stuff. And yell at them. And then the gunny comes out looking for us, and we're all gone. We leave. We go and we hide. And we watch the gunny come looking for us. And he doesn't know who, like the new guy doesn't know who we are really. He doesn't remember our names and stuff. Just trying to describe how we look. We all look the same. We have the same haircut. We're all in camis. Most
Right.
white. So we do that. That's funny.
They said, tell him to say another joke right motherfucking now, Jenna. We got this.
A field joke? No. Um, I'll tell you something terrible we do when it comes to the field. So when we go to the field, we have what's called fire watch, right? And fire watch is you during an hour of the night you have to wake up and you have to stand and watch over everybody, right? Make sure nobody's doing anything they're not supposed to. And so
Yeah, I'd be sleeping right along with their ass.
if you're a new guy, you get the worst hours, right? And the worst hours is in the middle of the night, right? Like that 2 a.m. and that 3 a.m. shift. And then the last hour of fire watch, right? Because you have to wake up. So we have them waking up in the middle of the night, not getting a bunch of sleep. And then we have them on the last hour of fire watch, so they have to get up before everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we do. And then we take their boots when they're sleeping.
They said, no, we want a joke, a riddle, or some shit.
No. I just told y'all a bunch of jokes we do on them.
You told two.
I told you 2 field jokes that we do.
Okay, so what's another riddle?
I'm not telling any more riddles.
You act like we're gonna go return it back to some military people.
No, but I'm just not telling you anymore.
Right, he only told us two.
So what? Sounds like a personal problem. I don't deal with those.
It's
When I-
keeping us entertained. Otherwise, I gotta get off of here.
I got stories I can tell. I'm done with the jokes.
A riddle.
No.
They said, don't be fucking rude.
I am
But
rude.
that's in his DNA at this point.
My job is to be rude to people.
They say you can't just stress us out like that and then be done.
I can.
They said, share, please.
You want to know what we call that? Edging.
That's not how this works. We need a motherfucking new one.
Now you're learning what military life is like. It's a joke they play on us all. Here's a joke. Hey, we're getting off at this time. Cool, that time comes, and guess what? Oh, now you're stuck there.
Damn.
Yep, and you just get edged along. I make you
So he was ready for another round of headaches.
you all nice and happy, make you feel good and enjoying stuff, and then at the last second, I take it all away.
Alani said, here's my joke. I have no mom or dad.
Same. No, I'm just kidding.
You ain't got a dad. The fuck?
That's like half of us in the military. It's like, basically, if you ain't got daddy issues, you don't fit in.
They said heavy on the dad part. No facts. How many of us ain't got a dad in this chat?
All of us.
Melanie said no grandpa, no brother. She ain't got no husband. She ain't got no house. She ain't got no money, and we all deserve to go to China.
No. Let's see. Oh,
Jenna, she's so serious too. She's like so serious.
we used to get gassed a bunch. That was fun. We'd make people wear mop floor gear for no reason, which is like full gas mask and bodysuit. That was great. You want to know some of the stuff we have to use? So this is we have jumper cables, right, in the military, and they're specifically designed for all the gear, so you can hook up all the gear to each other, right? And we have a specific name for them: slave cables. And no, that's the proper. It is the proper name of
Now you just got some stuff.
of the equipment that we need. So we have that, and then we have these big old black funnels for putting fuel into our gear. We call them donkey dicks.
Donkey dicks.
Yep.
Jenna, it's because
What's up, Klein? Luke.
I can't say on here why. Did it with his brother. That's fucking crazy.
Luke, give me my boy Luke's in here. Give me a field game. What was your favorite?
Or a riddle.
I told him the fish.
Yeah, that's my brother right there. That's my brother right there. But the person on my phone is not my brother. Oh my god. The demigod. What's that? Did he answer your question?
No, he didn't. I want to know what he's thinking. He said, trying to figure out what his favorite field game was. Like the games that we'd play on the new guys, the riddles and stuff we'd give them. Like the fish in the box joke.
So how long did it take for you to learn the fish in the
box joke?
Yeah.
Like 2 months.
How mad did it make you?
Very mad.
And what were your answers?
Telling people to leave me alone. At first I didn't get the joke, right?
Yeah.
I got frustrated, so I started throwing rocks at people to get them to leave me alone.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I got really annoyed by it. And then it finally clicked like after 2 months on a random day. And I was so mad.
What about the rocks in the box one?
I'm not telling you.
I
rocks.
didn't ask you to give me the fucking answers, bitch. I asked you to tell me how long it took you to get it.
The rock in the box joke, that took me like 4 months.
Damn. What about your little buddy?
He said he never told people riddles.
But he got told them.
I don't know what he got told. Not everybody goes through it.
Jenna said 4 months.
The whole rock in the box like riddle joke thing is like,
he's too cool to tell riddles. Jenna said.
So it's a game normally played with like 2 or 3 people. And so there's like specific things you can put in the box, but you have to listen to what the person before you says, and when they say something. And if it doesn't go with the way something was said beforehand, then it doesn't go in the box.
So you put a cock in the box?
No.
You're a liar. I got that one. Ah, bitch. You put a sock in the box?
I'm not telling you any more answers to the game.
Uh-huh. 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 Okay. Rock, sock, cock.
We're gonna leave that game alone now.
I need one more. I need one more. Well, that's 3. He said you can do 3 or 4. I got
the amount of players. The game just keeps going.
Okay, well, whatever. I'm gonna do 4 because we got a rock, we got a sock, we got a cock, we got a.
I know. I was thinking the same thing, and I'm like, it's not clicking there.
Bree said a Glock.
Dock, block,
A lock, a clock.
stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. That's not my password. Okay. Mm-hmm. I got it. Mm-hmm. I got it.
You'd be surprised how many people don't understand that game.
Took me all of what? 20 minutes. See? I didn't even need Jenna. I love you, Jenna, but I didn't even need Jenna.
I gave you an explanation on how it worked.
Mm-hmm. You're lucky I was listening because I wouldn't have caught on. She said, we can make it in the military. We got this.
Jokes aren't how you make it.
It is a girl military. She said a crock.
Do you think you can handle a sugar cookie?
I like sugar cookies.
Sugar cookie is not what you're thinking. It is not what you're thinking.
I know it's not. Jenna said, yes, huh?
All right. You want to...
Right, it took me 20 minutes, not 4 months.
Cookie is?
What is it?
Sugar cookies, when they... There's a few different ways to do it. So you go outside, right? And you go in the sand, and you do PT in the sand. You get like IT'd in the sand, right? Mm-hmm. So you get really sweaty, or they make you dump water on yourself and you get soaking wet. And they make you do exercises and stuff in the sand and bury yourself in the sand. And you get sand all on you and inside your clothing, and you don't get to change out of it. And you're stuck like that all day.
Damn.
Yeah. So you got sand in your crotch. And you're doing a bunch of stuff. That's normally something they do in boot camp.
That's like torture.
No. It's called building mental fortitude, bearing, and discipline.
That's ABUSC.
It's what? No,
ABUSC.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's a form.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Because if I go make somebody go roll around in motherfucking sand and do work all day and with sand in their fucking pants, they gonna get a goddamn yeast infection.
Stuff happens, but look, what you got to understand is you're gonna have to do stuff you don't like, and there's nothing you can do about it. And
Gemma said, "I'll take a different kind of discipline. No thanks."
A sugar cookie is a fine example of bearing and discipline.
Did you get sugar cookied?
Yeah.
How many times?
Enough. A lot.
What else has happened to you?
In general or in boot camp?
Not in life, while you were in the military.
A lot. Okay. Laundry day is the worst job you can get in boot camp because when you go and do laundry day, what you're dealing with is everybody who likes to wet the bed.
You in the military and you wet the bed?
Not me, other people.
I didn't say you, but like I would be
But
making fun of their asses. Like, you pissy pot ass bitch.
I met my buddy Lucan.
Lugan? What?
Luke.
Sounds like
Luke. You deaf? Will it let me? What's it? If I do it as a guest, I have to disconnect from my sister.
no, tell him he has to go live.
Yeah, I know. You have to go live, and then I can join you in as a host because we're
Does he have enough followers to go live?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So laundry day and boot camp, you go and you do all the linen, all the bed sheets and the blankets and the pillowcases, right? On the depot, and a lot of
But how
people,
you wet in the bed if you in the military?
because people have weak bladders and are scared and other stuff.
To go piss in a pot?
You don't piss in a pot. Some people just wet the bed, okay?
No, that's not okay.
So
You pissing on government property. No, I'm just kidding.
so you gotta go and you gotta do everybody's laundry on base, right? And so like
Yeah.
you're sitting there and there's certain ways you have to like fold the sheets and everything and whatnot. And so you're going through and you're just picking up stuff, and the next thing you know, you're picking up one that's just drenched wet, and you can't go and wash your hands off right away. And you're there for a couple hours doing this before you can like finally wash your hands, and it's really gross.
You don't wear gloves?
They don't give you gloves to wear during laundry day. No, we do what's called a wagon wheel.
That's unsanitary.
Yeah, it is. You at the end of it, you get to go wash your hands off, but you're
The
big.
end, after you've already been sitting there with hours of feces on your hand.
Yeah, I know. What you
No,
call
you
it?
didn't do anything wrong.
At the we've got what's called a wagon wheel. So we do really quick minute shower, like 2 minute showers, right? During like
Mhm.
the day after like doing some weird PT event or whatever. And so what you do is you go back into your squad bay, you take off all your dirty clothes, right? And everybody's there is completely in the nude, and they do what's called a wagon wheel. So everybody is standing in front of their beds, right? You got 2 rows of beds facing across from each other, and you do it counterclockwise, and you go into the shower, and you're completely in the nude, and you do something called nut to butt, where you're like right next to each other.
I know, I saw that too, Jenna.
While you're waiting to go into the shower, because before you go in, bottles of cleaner, and they spray your armpits and your crotch, and then you go in the shower, and literally you spin around in circles, going through all the showers, and then you put those dirty ass clothes right back on
So
after you're done with it.
cheated.
Jenna,
I cheated whenever we did that shit because I'd go over to the sink and I would lather myself up in body wash and it would just be on me. So when I go into the shower, all I had to do was just freaking scrub down and call it good. So I was at least fucking clean.
Jenna said, so y'all was
That shit was-
like touching each other?
There was a guy in my
Yeah.
platoon in boot camp who went number 2 in his pants. Right, he was wearing the white chonies.
Yeah.
Week 4 in, and everybody saw it because we did the whole wagon wheel, and you could see the stains on the white underwear. And after we did our whole shower thing,
I never fucking wore those.
after like I remember everybody wore them for like the first 2 days, and then we're like, we're not wearing these because they're uncomfortable, and we got our green PT shorts with the netting on underneath, and it's just so much easier with
Oh
that.
no, hell
And
no! I used the black the the elastic fucking boxers. I used those.
Yeah.
That's what I used all boot camp because I could not stand the fucking tighty whities and the netting too. The netting in the fucking shorts too. I cut all that shit out.
netting, oh my gosh.
Jenna said, let's go, Alyssa. It sounds fun. Sign us the fuck up.
The amount of baby powder I've threw in my
Yeah,
crotch every
fucking-
morning.
I mean, it's just a little different now.
Yeah, now
Shit's a
different, but
lot
they were-
different now than what it was fucking years ago. Or yeah,
My platoon would let us buy the black
yeah,
boxers.
6-7 years ago. Shit's a lot different now.
Yeah. My platoon would not let us buy the black boxers. A few of us tried to. They said no, and we didn't want to wear the white underwear, so we just rocked, like all of us just rocked the skivvy shorts.
Okay.
Yeah. But the netting in there,
Yeah,
would
fuck
just
all that. Well, then you forgot a key detail of having to sit there in the stall with no stall door on, just shitting it right in front of somebody.
oh, I said that earlier. Yeah. The
Oh yeah, he told us about that earlier. I kind of grilled him on a bunch of questions. I've been like asking him questions for like the last almost 2 hours.
by the way. And this is my boy Luke. We
Yeah,
were in the
frick.
Marine Corps.
That's crazy.
It's just fucking wild. We had some crazy shit go on in Charlie Company, bro. Some wild shit.
Dude, oh my god, you
Wild.
remember you remember what you put in the group chat in the schoolhouse?
Oh yeah.
This man, day two of us being at our schoolhouse, right? We were in the holding platoon. And so everybody in the holding platoon is in this group chat, and it's like 160 people, right? Puts a video of two dudes getting as a
Oh
joke.
yeah. I didn't give a fuck.
No, you remember? You remember when those you remember when the 11 Motor T Marines got caught drinking in the orgy right into the our 96?
Oh yeah, dude, that shit was wild. Uh-huh.
Yeah, Jenna.
I heard
And he
that.
just said something about an
Yeah,
orgy.
gosh.
Thank you for the rose, Lisa.
It was
Haley said, "How long ago were you in the Corps?" Huh?
I just got out like 2 months
Yeah.
ago, reserve side, and then active duty I got out in 2022.
Yeah. So now I'm asking him about everything he couldn't tell me while he was in.
Which wasn't much.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Everything he couldn't tell you? He could have told you everything. Ain't no secrets.
When I went to Guam, we couldn't talk about us possibly going and floating in the South China Sea, and then they did a social media.
Oh yeah, because you got that's all OPSEC shit. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I.
that's all
That's,
OPSEC. That
it's
that
just
kind of shit. Yeah.
Nah, he's told me everything else though. Nah, he's
That's it.
Marine.
Yeah.
the
They're
only
both Marines.
security stuff is the stuff I couldn't talk. Like when I was going to Guam, I wasn't able to tell them where I was going until the day before I left. You know.
Did they have you sign in? Did they have you sign an NDA while you were in Guam?
No,
No,
Did
no
you have
NDAs.
to sign an NDA while you were in Guam?
you didn't go to Guam.
I never went to fucking Guam, so that's a no.
Did you go anywhere else?
Hell no. This is probably a good thing because I was the only person that did shit in the fucking shop.
Well, no, me and Juarez did shit.
Man, y'all were all right.
All right, we stayed busy on those aces, dude, until they got rid of them.
How much trouble was my brother getting in while he was there?
Not as much as I was. I can say that much. Hey, that motherfucker saved my ass. I'll tell you that much.
Did he?
That motherfucker saved my ass quite a few times.
That's funny.
I know.
It's good.
Hold on. So, homeboy here got NJP'd in the schoolhouse, right?
What's
and
that?
then, you lose your rank, you lose part of your pay, you get put on restriction. It's negative paperwork, but it stays with you, right?
God damn.
But so he got in trouble for something. I don't remember what the first. This was after your first NJP. I don't remember what that.
Yeah, which the first one was bullshit.
Yeah, it was. But so we went to PT, right? And
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. Hey, hold up. I ain't gonna lie though. That first one I got, I did it.
oh yeah, we know you did it, but it was still bullcrap. But
Yeah.
so we all went to PT, and we counted everybody. Our numbers were there. Like everybody that was supposed to be there was there. The numbers were correct. Whoever counted miscounted. He went to the bathroom right before PT.
Mm-hmm.
And so because whoever counted and said we had all our numbers, We went off for PT. We come back an hour later, and he was there. He didn't join us in PT. And somebody accused him of purposely skipping PT. And I knew he was going to the bathroom. And so when I went out to formation, I told him, I said, hey, we got one in the head, Klinefelter's in the head. And they're like, okay, cool. But whoever, when I told them that, and then they went through and counted, they said that everybody was there. And so we went off for PT. Now, I never saw him come outside, but also I wasn't paying attention, looking for him either.
That's because I didn't come outside. That's for damn sure.
I love it, Tara. I'm on it right now.
So when we got back, he was there, and he was getting in trouble for it, right? And I was considered like one of the class advisors or whatever at the time. And so like all the class advisors were in the office with the staff sergeant, and we're all getting our asses chewed out and yelled at because of this, right? Because of him not going to PT. And the other class advisors were like, he's a piece of crap anyway, it's just NJP and blah blah blah. And I'm like, no. I was like, he told me he was going to the bathroom. I let everybody else know. Whoever counted said the numbers were up. That's on them. And then we left for PT, right? I was like, that's not his fault that somebody miscounted, and now he's being in trouble because we left for PT and he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Right? And so everybody else had to get out of the office. I was in the office. They brought him in the office. Staff sergeant's yelling at both of us, and we sat there for 10 minutes, and I'm like, I'm going back and forth with the staff sergeant, right? And I was like, it was an honest mistake. It's not even his fault. We left without him. Like, I made it clear that one was in the bathroom, and somebody else counted and said we were there. I was like, I didn't see him come out, but I figured because the numbers were correct, and they counted 3 times to make sure that he had came out.
Then that person just don't know how to count.
Exactly. And so that's what I shifted the focus on, was you just didn't know how to count and said everybody was good. I was like, sure, it's my fault that I didn't go in there and check to make sure everybody was out of the building, but that's because somebody else went into the building and said everybody was out, right? And so, like, originally the staff sergeant was trying to NJP him, and I was like, if you're going to do anything to him, at least, like, a negative counseling, or at the most a negative counseling. And, like, we walked out of that office, no paperwork, nothing. Got him out of trouble. First time I saved his ass.
Need 4 more kiss hearts face in an hour, y'all. Can I get 4 kiss hearts?
That's because we were painting in the back.
Yeah, dude. We were sitting there painting.
What the fuck was you painting?
We drew.
We were painting a bunch of murals in the back.
Yeah, so like we painted 2 of the instructors on the wall. Remember when we took dip and put it in the paint and mixed it and put it on the wall and they yelled at us for it? When we did the Copenhagen dip, and then we did a Spartan head, and we did a bulldog, and we did like a mural of Marines in their dress uniforms and stuff. We also rebuilt the floor in there, tore it apart.
What did y'all paint murals on the walls for, though?
To make it moto, I guess that's like the term. Make it look cool, moto.
Oh.
So we were painting murals in there.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, so it was funny when I joined his unit, because we weren't at the same unit originally when we both got to the fleet. When I finally got to his unit, it was funny. So it was like my second day there. He wasn't there the first day, and he comes walking in. He yells my name, I yell his, and we gave each other a hug. And right after we gave each other a hug, one of our staff sergeants comes walking out of the office into the bay where we were working and saw us hugging, and he's like, yo, knock that gay shit off. And I was like, what if I am gay, staff sergeant? What you gonna do about it then? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what was it, Babbitt or whatever was right there too. And he's like, knock that off, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I just, the one day that before I got out, I was a PFC. Fucking after I got demoted again.
Punch, baby.
Dude,
Nah, dude. When I got when I got demoted again, fucking, I was a PFC and I was running the shop, and that fucking chief warrant officer came in, and he's like, "Who's in charge?" I was like, "Me." And he's like, "Yeah, okay, you're full of shit." And then he goes into fucking Gunny's office. "Who's in charge here?" "Well, didn't you just talk to Kleinfelter out there?" "You're telling me?" He's like, "Come here, you." And I was like, "Oh, great." I go in there. He's like, "You're telling me this motherfucker's in charge?" He's like, "I ain't lying to you. He knows what he's fucking doing."
That's so funny.
They don't trust y'all for shit.
You remember when we were working on the Ace when everybody had to go run up that hill and do the sandbags?
So stupid.
And Ward helped me to it during lunch.
Jenna said that would be us.
We had a sergeant and
Jenna, me and you would get our asses kicked out of there so fucking quick, like it's not even funny.
our sergeant was the coolest man ever, but he kept like 5 knives on him and a pair of handcuffs. And
Fucking Ward.
he would handcuff people to stuff all the time. And
I
so
love you, American.
it was me, Luke, and like a few of us other guys who were the only guys allowed to work because we knew what we were doing, and we continued working while everybody else was getting tortured outside, having to run up and down this hillside, filling sandbags. And so Ward's sitting in there with us, and we're all sitting there cracking jokes while working on this gear. He said something to me. I said something back, being a smartass, and I wasn't looking. Had my hand up, holding onto a rail, while looking down, grabbing something, and all I hear is he just homeboy handcuffed me to it and left. And he's like, "All right, I'm going to lunch. I'll be back."
Posting on the gram, Jenna. That's funny as fuck. You got your ass. Ha ha.
You remember he used to make people wear we had yellow mittens, oven mittens. He used to make people wear oven mittens. For if anybody messed up on a piece of gear, they had to walk around a week with like oven mittens or envelopes on their hands, and they weren't allowed to work on anything. And they had to sit there and just watch.
Were you around when Gunny Pagano was fucking hanging GMTKs from the cranes?
No, but I was there when Ward strung us up on the A-frame or from the hoist by our belts, and we got in trouble.
Yeah, so fucking Gunny Pagano, he would always fucking take people's unsecured toolboxes and shut them, and then just like he did that with Blake's all the time because Blake always didn't give a fuck.
No, Gunny Pagano did that to me one time. Actually, that is right.
Fuck that nigga, bro. That nigga was a bitch.
I was working on something,
that motherfucker's ass these days.
Dude, I forget. I was working on a 5K, and Sergeant Ward called me over, and I walked away. And because I didn't lock mine up, he closed it and hung it from the fucking. Oh, that was so annoying.
I beat the fucking bald right off of that dumbass. I could not stand him.
No, you remember that was it? Not McCam. What's that bald white staff sergeant with the glasses that always bothered?
Stratton?
No, not Stratton. The other one, the one who tore his bicep.
Oh, fucking damn. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I forgot his name.
I don't remember his name. I tried to slap baloney on his head.
Fuck.
I remember I asked him if I could, because I would constantly ask him, I'm like, hey, let me make a video of me putting honey on your head. And he got so annoyed for me always asking if I could make a TikTok of me pouring honey on his head. And one day I was snuck up in the office through that back door, had a piece of ham in my hand, and tried to slap it on his head, and he turned around and caught my ass. Trying to do it. Yeah. And then I had to sit there for an hour and a half and listen to that man rant about how I need to invest in stocks after that.
Noah,
Yeah.
I love you, but I'm going to disconnect because I'm about to be getting off.
Sam, I need to go to bed.
Lame. All right.
Sorry, Noah. It's like midnight. I got to get up for kids in the morning.
Damn. Oh.
Sorry. Love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
But I don't like that he said the N-word.
You remember my friend I told you about getting kicked out for racism?
Oh, I love you too.
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, it makes sense now.
We had a new guy join our unit, and he was married, right?
Yeah.
Hispanic dude. Um, and he was learning how to work on some stuff, working with my boy, and his phone lit up, and Luke looked over. He goes, "I don't know. I didn't know your wife is an N word," and said it to him, and so that's how he ended up getting kicked out.
Oh, hell no. I ain't even gonna lie though, low key. Just looking, just looking, just looking. I got that vibe. That low key pissed me off. That was gonna be a reason. That was part of the reason why I was gonna disconnect. Really, it's really because I have to go to bed, but also because I didn't like that he said that.
Yeah.
I don't condone in any of that. Before y'all post that shit about me.
I don't condone it either, and that's why he got kicked out. I
Let's
was
see.
saving him from that.
Hell no. Hell the fuck no.
Yeah. What time is it?
Midnight.
All right, I'm going to bed.
Right. We all going to bed.
Good night.
Good night. Goodbye. I love you.
I love you.
The moment, the moment I heard that being said, I literally wanted to disconnect, but I didn't want to be rude to my brother. So, and on my TikTok all day. Shit, girl, I'm sure you've been busy. That shit, I did not like that. Trust me, Jenna. Like the first time that like he said it, I was like, did that slip? But then he let it out a second time. I was like, what? I thank you. My brother had one of his like military buddies on live with him, and I ain't gonna get good sleep. I never fucking do. But appreciate it though. But my brother just like my brother was sitting here, we were going back and forth. He was telling us stories of like with him being in the Marines and boot camp and everything. And he just had one of his little buddies join, and it was smooth at first. Then all of a sudden, buddy let the N word drop a couple times. So that's what happened. Thank you, Jaden. I know I'm about to, Noah. I gotta be saying goodbye to my people. You start your job. That's exciting. That's exciting. I think I'm getting sick again. Right, that's the tea. That's all there is. Training next week. That's fun. I hope it all goes good for you. Ah, fuck. But all right, y'all. No, it's literally like 2 minutes from midnight. I'm going to bed. I'll be on tomorrow. I'm tired of shit. I'm about to go to bed too. I fucking feel you. Yeah, I'm just tired. But I love you. I will talk to you tomorrow, Kiana. Same with you, Jenna. And I'll probably be on at some point tomorrow. Can't tell you what time. I don't know, but I'll be on tomorrow. Y'all have a good rest of your night. Have a good day. If I don't see you, it is what it is. But I'll see y'all later.